Hey everyone, this is George Soto with Soto Ventures. Today I'm with Fadi Jak, who's a phenomenal artist based in San Diego. He's also an entrepreneur. He's starting his own, basically a media company at the moment, where he's going to be sharing his artwork via a ton of different media properties. And so I've actually been helping him develop his brand and really think through digital strategies over the past, gosh, not even that long, Fadi, right? How long has it been since we met?
Probably like 2 months. 2 months.
Yeah, it's crazy how time flies. So I'll tell the quick story. So I was down in San Diego, meeting up with a couple of business partners and having some fun as well. Like I like to do sometimes. And I totally randomly met Fadi, and he started showing me his artwork, and I was completely blown away. And I said, you know what, we gotta like try to figure out a way to work together. I know I'm a tech, guy, etc., but we gotta, figure this out because I'm also an artist, in my own right, just playing guitar and those sorts of things. Fadi, why don't you give the audience kind of a quick background on yourself, where you're from, and really, what inspired you to start expressing yourself in the way you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, my name is Fadi Jak. I was born overseas in the Middle East, and I moved to San Diego in 1998. Uh, I've been painting since I was a little kid, really, like since 6 or 7. But I took it more seriously when I first moved to the US. And I don't know, to me, it was like a culture shock just seeing like all the, like pop culture. American pop culture will get you. Uh, and With my background, I grew up around like classical things, um, like Da Vinci and all that stuff. And like, that's what I try to portray in my art, is that having American pop culture infused with classical things. Um, and I will show you later with my art what I usually do.
Yeah, man. I love the way that you communicate, what inspired you and these sorts of things. What is kind of your preferred genre, just outside of your own art? And I know you have this kind of like Americana with a modern twist, urban sometimes. I love that Tupac piece that you have, which by the way, I'm getting framed here shortly, and it's actually being framed right now. But in any case, outside of your own, genre, what are some of your favorite genres and mediums?
uh, One of my favorite genres actually is uh, classical is like that's my favorite thing, to be honest with you. Like I've always, when I grew up, I did not like know a lot about American pop culture. That all happened to me once I moved to the US. But like, American pop art and everything. But like growing up, my favorite is portraiture, portrait art, classical things. And that's when I first started, was just like copying like all these classical things, and like focusing on the human figure, the face, the fingers, everything, like the hands. um so I still appreciate that when I see a perfectly executed painting, or like the classical things, from Rembrandt and all that. I love when I see that. So that it's I still there's hint of that in my art, but it's something that I really aspire to.
Awesome. Well, speaking of which, I'd love to see some of your. First of all, your drawings are incredible, mind blowing. Maybe you can start off with the Tupac one because I love that one so much, and then maybe go into some of the paintings as well, just to show the audience what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. So I usually have like, this is this is a sketchbook that I have, and it's almost like my diary. If you can see that, I have like, they're all dated. And let me show you some of the stuff that I do. This is a drawing that I just made recently. And this is what I mean by combining classical and pop art or American pop culture. Stuff like this, for instance. And these are like, just little drawings that sometimes they become paintings. Sometimes they're actually executed perfectly, in my opinion, that they could just stay as is. It's just a drawing, a nice drawing. Like the Tupac one that I gave you. That is like a very cool drawing. I don't have a copy of it, but let me show you some of the paintings that I have. So this is this guy right here I'm working on right now at the moment. Not quite finished.
And what's the inspiration behind this piece?
Behind this piece was just my. Uh, I love the Dark Knight trilogy so much. I thought it was a classical. So to me, like just combining that modern classic with an old classic like this is to me is I wanted to do that, and it looks actually I get a lot of reactions from people when they see this. I think it's really brilliant. The way if it comes out the way I imagine it to be, it's gonna look really nice. So that's one thing I have. This is another piece that I have done in the past, and that's what I mean by classical things. Um, Again, I've always that classical paintings is what I aspire to do one day.
And is this oil? Is this acrylic?
So the this one is acrylic. I usually use oils with portraits. I'll show you a portrait of my dad, and or one of my favorite players. Actually, I'm a huge soccer fan. This is Paul Pogba. This is an oil. I always with oil, it's easier to manipulate, because it does not dry fast. So it's easier to go back and combine all these colors, all the textures on the face, all how like the light hits your face. So I love this piece. Um, this is also another piece that I'm working on. This is a Michael Jordan statue from Chicago. Um, I've done the figure, but the background, I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the background. Uh, I have a couple of ideas, but it's still in progress, as you can see.
That's awesome, Fadi. Really, really awesome stuff.
This
Well,
is
you have.
this is a portrait. Again, this is oil. Um, this one I adapted this style by Lucian Freud of just the brush strokes, like without really combining so much of the like it's not like so much of mixing, rather just brush strokes. Um, and then this one I have of a California girl.
Beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
that's really awesome, Fadi. How I know I was going to say a little while ago when you have some artwork that's being released shortly. You're gonna be doing. I know we're talking about doing a launch party for you in San Francisco. We're thinking around September. What's the best way for people to get in contact with you on Twitter or etc. in the short term here to find out about your upcoming shows?
Sure. Well, mainly like I just joined Twitter about a couple of months ago, really, and this is the best form of communication for now. Like I'm working on a new website. It's launched, but it's still a work in progress. But for now, my Twitter account is Fadi Jak Art at Fadi Jak Art. That's at FADIJAK Art ART. I have an Instagram account. It's just Fadi underscore Jack. You can see more of like my drawings and my paintings. But hopefully in the near future, we're gonna have a show. and I have a website.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. I know we'll be talking later this week and starting to plan as soon as I get back from Europe, starting to plan the launch party here in San Francisco, and and then moving forward in New York. Everyone, I hope you had a good time looking at Fadi's phenomenal artwork. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be, but it's probably going to be fun and creative like this one. So see you later, everyone.
Thank you, George.